Okie doke. So, if we look at the left-hand side now, just actually going through your setup when you're putting the golf club down there now, you sort of set yourself up. You can see your knees sort of going forward just a little bit there, that way there, sort of locking your legs. And your weight to me now just looks forward, okay, as you set up, okay. The legs are quite straight, and in terms of where your shoulders are here, okay, they're kind of back there, too near the golf ball. Whereas this one here now, the shoulders hanging down. The right line there. We're slightly near the feet. Only a little bit, again. 2 inches doesn't seem a lot when you felt it there. And again,
that's something that's been great, because that's something I've never tried. I hadn't thought
exactly.
about.
And if your balance is addressed when you're not even moving the club, is wobbling, toppling. When you start swinging a 2.5, 3 foot metal object 60 mile an hour around your body, where's your balance going to go?
Funny enough, I have started. Falling. I've done it forever.
Yeah,
but I mean, I've noticed it more this year. So
exactly. So once your balance goes forward, what it will then create as you go back, the club now is going to get very, very high. Your weight now goes, so you can actually see your head's almost falling forward towards the golf ball there, just slightly, with your arms there. When you then come back to the golf ball now, swinging your arms, and there's arms there now, that club we can see way out in front of you here, okay, too far outside, and your weight now going forwards, and then as you swing through across the golf ball, your club now you can see is coming in this direction as a scything motion across the golf ball shoots outside, and then your head stays down forever and ever. In fact, you can still see sort of your nose and your right eye there. Your head's still down. A second after the golf ball's been hit, even more than a second probably. So it's just way too long, and there's no movement there. Okay, so once the balance point, we've got it more towards the middle part of your feet. Okay, we're just trying to change that. As you can see, I'll go back and forth trying to find that balance point. Once you feel comfortable, okay, then we can swing that club much more over your right shoulder. And as the club then comes back down from here, what we're trying to feel is the arms and the hands dropping into the body. Once the arms sort of go out to the golf ball to try and hit it hard, the club now is coming too much across the golf ball. And what we'll see now in these two positions here as the club comes down, this one on the right hand side is a much more efficient position. The club now you can see much more in line. So when you come to the golf ball now, the club is attacking the golf ball on a more direct hit, where if we go back to the difference in those two clubs there, if we go to that one there, look at those two different angles of attack with those clubs there, where that one's coming from. That one's got a chance to hit the ball on the backside there towards target, where that's just siding right across it. With no power,
Lucky if it goes anywhere.
And again, and the reason why this went a little bit left, because the path of the club is probably a little bit that way, whereas this one is like over there somewhere. I mean, through your left leg sort of thing. So as you strike the golf ball there, now lovely strike as we can see, and then as your head starts coming through now, it's a much more fluid motion. So let the body swing a little bit more on a flatter angle. Don't worry about what knees and hips and other body parts are doing. They will do what their own thing wants to do, okay? As long as you focus on getting those arms a little bit more around your body. That's mainly the swing thought, and they're going to drop from the top. So when they get in, a nice dropping sensation. Once you're at the top of the backswing here now, the arms can fall. If they swing out to the golf ball and the club then gets too far over here out in front of you and your arms are too far away from the body, you're losing power, you're losing control, and you're not hitting the golf ball with a very efficient hitting position. You're coming across the ball with the side, and you can see the strike on this one now because you're coming across it, so right off the heel of the golf club, and the ball shoots off to the right there. So even on your good contacts, you're going to lose power, and more often than not, you're going to be missing the golf ball anyway, so it's going to be shots left and right and all over the place.
And of course the thing is, I do a lot of lucky strikes that do go straight, but now this is what makes my setup. I didn't have any confidence in my setup, and now I've got a bit more.
Play golf. That's not in question. You get the golf ball really well. So even if you're set up in an horrendous position, which you weren't, you were just slightly off. If I set you up in a right foot in front of your left and really sort of tied you up in knots, after 20 shots you still get a reasonable shot. But it would take you a lot of shots to find that good shot. Now on a driving range you might get that. Then you go on the golf course, you hit a driver, a 7 at a different club, and you haven't got that luxury of having multiple shots in a row to find the good shot. On a range we can hit 10 or 15 balls in a row and good shot, lovely. What does that really achieve? Not much, to be fair. There is some merit to repetition when you're working on a change, definitely, okay, but once you feel on the range you may be hitting sort of 2 or 3 shots. I've got some good ones. Chop and change between clubs. Don't hit a 7-iron repeatedly 25 times in a row, because yes, you could argue it's going to help grain the motion, but it's not really going to improve your play on the golf course when you've got to get used to going from a 7-iron to a putter to a driver to different clubs in the bag. So your swing is then going to start being developed and challenged in some ways with a new shot every single time, not just, I can shut my eyes at the same, I know where the ball is and I can hit the ball every single time perfectly.
But I think having confidence in my setup is going to help. This is going to help me a lot.
Massively, because if you're over the golf ball now with an inkling of confidence, think I could actually hit the golf ball now, and some of the shots you've hit there, so 60, 70 yards.
If I can't, it's just
human
unfortunate.
Error. Human error is going to happen.
But at least I know that's something that I can.
I think knowing what's going wrong, and as I said, and I don't want to keep beating on it. Okay, don't keep your head down. Don't try and keep your left arm straight. Don't worry about where your knees and your feet are going. Okay, if we can just get yourself set up with the weight equally balanced in the feet. The golf club will determine whether we hit the ball at the top or the bottom if the arms are working down correctly. That is what is attached to the golf club, your hands and arms, not your head. You could swing a golf club, you could swing back from here and you could look vertically up in the air and your arms could still drop and still make contact with the golf ball.
Well, funny enough, I was watching somebody, I know you don't recommend it. But there was one guy and he said, I never look at the ball. He said, I never look at it. And he would hit it every time.
You may or may not have heard of Annika Sorenstam, was the best lady golfer probably of all time and one of the best golfers, if you go of all golfers in terms of how she dominated golf for 15 years or 10 years. She was phenomenal. Okay, I mean, she the first lady to break 60 on 18 holes. She is just unbelievable. Okay, at the point of contact, she was probably looking about 20 to 25 yards down the fairway, hitting the ball like that. Okay, because she knew where her arms and the club were going to be in relation to the golf ball. You didn't have to look it. And in reality, when the club is swinging as fast as you would do with a driver especially,
there's nothing you can do about
it anyway. Can't see it anyway. Your eyes cannot pick up a 70-mile-an-hour club hitting a golf ball. So what are you looking for? All it does is it restricts your movement and you get very tense and tight and then the body can't move. So if you top a golf ball, it's not to do with your head, it's to do where your hands and arms are going. Okay, so your hands and arms have got to drop to get lower, hit the ground. If they start swinging out here, then you're in a whole world of hurt. Make sense? Excellent.
Makes sense. And at least I've got something to work for.
Exactly. You can go forward.
As I had no confidence in my setup, and I knew something was up. I thought, well, it works quite a lot of the time, but I'm not sure why.
But when it doesn't work, that's the problem and stuff. We're trying to improve your bad shot. That's the thing. Your good shot was still good, but your bad shot was a shot to the side there or 20 yards on the ground. If your bad shot is 60 yards, not 75 yards with that club, your front part of the green you can still chip and two-putt or whatever. You're not ruining your scorecard by topping it 10 yards every time.
Just another thing, I was just out of conversation.
No, it's fine, of course, it's fine.
You know, I was saying I was getting on for 4, and I was doing it, I was scoring 2 again. And then all of a sudden, I say it seems that I just couldn't hit them any distance at all. Or it's just really what we're saying already. What we're saying already. Really weird.
I think if you lose distance, you lose confidence, and then tension increases, and all the things that you were doing, you said, head down, lose your distance. Tension your arms, lose your distance. Left arm straight, lose your distance. Losing balance, lose your distance. Trying not to move your lower half because you're afraid of falling over, lose your distance. So all those things added up 5-10 yards at a time. Suddenly now 100-yard shots, 60-yard shots. It all adds up quickly.
Tension is definitely the worst thing, and of course not being able to set it. Because when you played, and I was absolutely rubbish, and I said, I will stop this.
And you're locking everything completely.
I was walking around this, and I just hit it, and I was going, I said, I'm fed up with this. I'm worrying about it. But the trouble is, I start worrying again.
Exactly, and then you get the tension in your shoulders, and if the shoulders are tense up, then the hands rise up, and you top it. Okay, good stuff.